Good morning or afternoon to you, depending on where you're dialing in from. My name's Matt Fahey. I'm the Managing Director of Vonex Limited. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to NWR for an excellent initiative on putting this event on yesterday and today. And secondly, I'd like to apologise for not being there in person. That's just due to being unwell. So I've put together a video of the presentation. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be happy to take any individual follow-ups or questions around the presentation post the event. Thank you. So Vonex is a telecommunications business with a difference, and that difference is that we are specialists in innovation. What that means for us is that we're able to write software to provide solutions for telecommunications applications for both carriers and end customers. That sees us with three established pillars to the business today. One being a fully fledged telecommunications arm called Vonex Telecom that sells a complete range of telecommunications products, including the hosted cloud-based business phone system platform that's our own. A wholesale business where our customers in the wholesale business would go to market under their own name and pay for access to that platform. So we're the technology underpinning their offers. And the third arm, which is the development team itself. And the development team is currently undertaking a very interesting project called Operator, which involves social media beyond the traditional telecommunications space. I'll talk a little bit about. What's really exciting is through the use of this technology and the deployment of these products, we're really accelerating our growth, but the revenue that we're generating as a result is largely reoccurring. The company currently has a market cap of just above the 10 million mark. At the time of producing this presentation, the share price was 8 cents. It's tailed a little bit from there in this current climate. But it certainly, as you see, as we go through the deck, we provide compelling value at that sort of market capitalisation. What's exciting for the company is we have a terrific board of directors with a vast range of skills, including ASX experience within the ASX, legal, financial, and industry telecommunications experience, all at non-executive level. The growth focus is very much around the SME. The hosted telecommunications platform that we built really fits that customer segment well. So our business, Vonex Telecom, the strategy is all about the SME customer. We see that as an underserviced customer group, and a group that is a challenge for larger telecommunications providers to reach, deploy to, and service efficiently. So we set about a campaign many years ago building a channel partner network, and that channel partner network consists of typically an IT company or a telephone system supply and installation type business where they're dealing with the SME customers on a daily basis. And we use that channel partner network as our sales force to both reach new opportunities, new SME customers, and as the mechanism to deploy the phone systems to them. One of the strategic moves we made last year was to join a program called the Qantas Business Rewards Program, which is part of the Qantas Frequent Flyer Reward Business Unit. It's specifically for SMEs, so the SME themselves sign up under their business name and ABN, and that creates them a business rewards account, and the business can earn frequent flyer points, which are the standard Qantas frequent flyer points, by a number of different transactions through the business, typically things like financial, insurance, and we've been able to engage with them, and customers can earn frequent flyer points by subscribing to the Vonex hosted phone system and other telecommunications products. There's a couple of major advantages for our business here. Number one is being associated with the Qantas brand has done wonders for our brand elevation and the engagement and trust levels from the customers who aren't aware of our brand. The other thing it's done for us is it's opened up an opportunity for us to target our products to the members in the Qantas Business Rewards Program, which currently sits in excess of 300,000 SMEs in the country, and is on target to reach a number closer to 500,000 in time. So with Qantas' support and our marketing efforts, we're confident that we can see continued accelerated growth by presenting our products with essentially Qantas's endorsement into that customer group. Here's some evidence of the impact of that arrangement. This is a graph that shows our new customer order value, which is measured by a metric called total contract value. This is measured on a quarterly basis, and this graph shows FY18, 19 and FY20 to date. If you look at FY18 and FY19 in the white and grey, you can see typically until quarter 4 of FY19, our new customer order value was sub $1 million as a common average. In quarter 4, you can see the grey bar moved to in excess of 1.25 million, which was the start of this acceleration. And then in quarter 1 of FY20, we've moved in excess of 1.5 million. In quarter 2, we've fallen just shy of 1.5 million. And in quarter 3, we're on track for the largest bar on the graph yet. So what we're seeing is a common average of new customer value increasing in excess of that $1.5 million line on the graph. 90% of those customers are subscribing to Qantas-based reward products, which just really validates that strategy and shows that that move that we made to partner up with them really is working for our new customer order intake. The other metric that we measure is the number of active users that we have on our software platform on any given day. And here's the growth trajectory from late 2017 all the way through to the current day, which just shows a good, predictable, consistent acceleration of users on that platform. The financial performance is improving all the time for the business. So the underlying EBITDA position after some non-cash based transactions being removed and an adjustment made for a one-off investment into a software development project I referred to before called Operator. Our underlying EBITDA has actually changed by in excess of $700,000 year on year for the first half. Our cash position is strong with a cash balance of 2.6 million at the end of December. And we continue to see a good improvement in our top line revenues as a direct result of that sales growth that we're seeing. Our annual recurring revenues are a very important element of the business, as I mentioned at the beginning. We've just acquired another business, so we've seen a jump in the annual recurring revenue, and also I'll talk a little bit about that today. But currently, as at quarter 1 2020, our annual recurring revenue, which is the revenue from the existing customer group that is currently sitting around 14 million annually. So if you compare that to our market cap, that'll help you understand why I made the comment that we're compelling value at a market cap of just over 10 million. The outlook for the business is excellent from here. We've obviously got some testing times in the short term. There's a number of businesses that will be impacted to a far greater degree than a business like ours. Fortunately for us, our thoughts go out to those that are feeling the heavy impact of what's going on at the moment. But for the outlook for Vonex is that we have technology that will enable businesses to migrate from the working from commercial space to working from home. The technology really is suited for that. So currently we're seeing a number of key opportunities that are directly relating to the current pandemic that we're witnessing. The acquisition I talked about is a company called 2SG Wholesale. Now, 2SG Wholesale is essentially an expansion of our white-labelled wholesale business. It's a considerable expansion. It takes our wholesale customers from 20 to 160. The importance and relevance of this acquisition is it does a number of things. It provides us healthy working relationships with tier 1 carriers like Qantas. It provides us direct connectivity with the NBN infrastructure, which really elevates our strategic direction regarding NBN, but also our cost efficiency behind the product supply. Rather than using wholesalers in the middle, we can actually establish the lowest possible cost footprint and start to increase the margins on the NBN, which is a trying area for the entire telco landscape. 2SG is an internet-based business, not a voice-based business. So Vonex Wholesale is traditionally focused on selling voice. 2SG has focused on selling internet, mobile broadband, mobile phone services. So what that creates for us is an immediate cross-selling opportunity between the business units. What we can do and what we're in the process of doing is exposing the 2SG internet network and range of products to our existing Vonex wholesale customers who just buy voice from us, and we're introducing the Vonex network, the voice PBX and hosted voice enabled services to the 2SG wholesale customer group, providing an immediate opportunity for us to accelerate sales, Vonex wholesale sales, and associated revenue as post acquisition. So the other things that are very beneficial in the transaction are we've actually added some key expertise at the board level with Jason, who's an industry veteran in this telecommunications space, joining us as a non-executive director. The format of the transaction was largely scrip deal, protecting our cash position, which is very important at this point in time. Total purchase price of 2.66 million, of which 500,000 was cash and the rest in shares. As mentioned, 140 wholesale customers, some key relationships with tier 1 customers. It was an asset sale, so there's no company purchased or complex DD or historic debts that we've got a concern about. It's a clean takeover of the 2SG assets, an immediate opportunity to start cross-selling. The development arm has been busy with this one. This is the Operator project I was talking about before. Essentially, Operator is a mobile phone app that its design came from the sheer confusion that existed with trying to manage a number of social media apps on your mobile phone device for messaging, for voice, for video, for content. And there's just, there's lots of them, and there's lots of confusion over who's connected to who on which one. So the idea behind Operator was to build a platform that could enable true connectivity between these products so that the user didn't have to think about that. And what that means is we can deliver from the Operator platform a voice phone call that involves several parties, and those parties could be on completely different products. We could have one Skype user in the call, we could have a traditional mobile phone user in the call, we could have in theory a WhatsApp or a WeChat user in the call, and literally have no boundaries between the social media products. That enables a user to open the app, decide who they want to communicate with by a message or by voice, and simply choose the participants and then let the technology find them. We call that call blast or message blast. Those are some of the things incorporated in our IP protection suite of patents at the moment. And that technology is really, it's really breaking down the barriers in the social media environment. What we'll do with the Operator project is we'll roll out the app first as a mobile phone application, a consumer product, and then we'll look for opportunities where we can deploy that type of technology into the commercial world, where we could potentially deliver a very compelling conference platform for businesses to be able to have conference calls across the world without all of the complications of trying to establish a single platform that all participants can be registered on and active users of and all be available at a certain time. One of the things we hear from the business community is a huge amount of frustration in that there's a lot of time wasted at the beginning of these events where there's conference calls arranged just simply trying to get the participants in. So Operator will potentially provide a very compelling solution to that problem too. The additional transaction which is ongoing at the moment is very important to the business as well. Many years ago we had a transaction with a mining company, and the outcome of that was in our asset portfolio we actually have a mining royalty on an iron ore pit in Western Australia. That pit began to be mined by Mineral Resources last year. We have, as part of that inherited asset, a $3 million prepayment. So although it's being mined and the royalty statements are being generated, we're not seeing any cash. We're just seeing the $3 million balance being gradually offset from these mining statements. So we entered into a transaction announced in February for Silverstream, a Canadian-based or a Cayman-based actually a company that's looking to list on the TSX, which specialises in mining royalty assets, to purchase that from us for $2.5 million. So we're expecting it's a conditional transaction. So their part of their TSX listing needs to successfully occur. It's well underway, and we're expecting in the not too distant future for that to materialise. And the initial part of that deal for us is a $1.75 million cash payment, which will really shore up our already strong cash position as a business. The topic on everybody's mind is really what's happening with the pandemic spread of this dreadful coronavirus, and what's happening with businesses and how it's going to impact. And so we took a number of things. We took a number of steps early in the piece here, really just to outline how we see that we can continue to deliver successful business continuity through the near term. We have a call centre in the Philippines, which is essential to the operations in Cebu. We've essentially enabled 90% of the staff that work in that call centre to be able to work from remote locations, which was no easy task, particularly in the Philippines. We're witnessing much larger brands than us at the mercy of having to shut their call centres over there and really finding it difficult to take their customer inquiries. So we're thrilled that we've been able to do that. That won't become a threat to us in that current format, even if the various centres that we believe will go into shutdown, like Cebu, when that occurs, will still be operational. Things like stock for handsets for our customer phone systems, we've been able to stockpile sufficient stock of those, and we've got those held in various locations in the country so that we can deploy from that stock without relying on stock coming in internationally to our main suppliers. We've also been able to mobilise a number of key marketing campaigns. Really, SME is our bread and butter. We can see SMEs going through a lot of pain, and they're going through a lot of change as they try and move their staff to work from home. It's not easy, but we have an awful lot of technology and tools that can help them. So we've really been mobilising our marketing campaigns through our channel. And see great opportunity for us as a business as we go through this transition period in the near term with additional subscriptions from businesses that need this kind of technology to continue to work. We see the only real impact from at this stage from the number of active users on the platform, and that's largely going to impact us because of the call centres in that APAC region. Some of those are closed. They're closed because of imposed lockdowns. They're not closed because they've turned their businesses off or they've turned our products off. But during a temporary closure period, we'll see that active users that we report as a number, which is currently getting close to the 38,000 mark, may be impacted slightly while they're closed, but we would expect that to return to normal in time. So it's with some sort of positive outlook that I see the period of time in front of us to be relatively uninterrupted and continue to capitalise on the short-term opportunities that exist as a result of this disruption. So in summary, we are a nimble technology telco focus that's growing considerably, is building strong recurring revenues, has a debt-free, good cash balance, and is in a good position generally to continue on the trends that we're showing. We've just completed our first acquisition, which once we've successfully demonstrated to the market that we can integrate that well and capitalise from the growth opportunities, there's no reason why we can't do more of that. The rollout of the national marketing campaign with Qantas is very powerful for us. There's hundreds of thousands of SMEs. Qantas is an iconic brand that is highly regarded in the Australian community, in the SME community, and we're seeing that level of trust in the Qantas brand really providing us benefit to deploy our products to them under the Vonex banner. We'll continue to ramp up the telecom business through the Qantas support, and we'll continue to ramp up the wholesale business now that we've acquired the 2SG wholesale business and really broaden that product suite and broaden the audience that we can sell to. And we will continue to develop this operator app that we see as significant blue sky potential for any of our current shareholders or incoming investors. In summary, I see that whilst there's a lot of undervalued companies in the market at the moment, our performance numbers and our annual recurring revenue versus our market cap of a little over $10 million really does make us a compelling option. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Once again, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to actually deliver that live and in real time to you today, but I will be happy to field any questions, take any one-on-one follow-ups, which I'll leave to Tim Dorman to organise, and I'll look forward to talking to anybody with interest post this event. Thank you very much for your time and for listening. Thank you.